How'd I lose my leg? Normally I don't. Might I tell you? I will tell you. It was in the summertime, near the end of the war. Of course, we didn't know that then. You see, General Grant knew that taking Petersburg was the key to taking Richmond, because it was the rebels' precious backside. Trouble is, the rebels knew that too. So after weeks of fighting, we were all stuck in our own trenches, battling mostly ticks, chiggers, and blistering heat. I was in Burnside's 1st Division under the notorious General Ledlie, a man renowned for preferring his rum over his own men. With all that thinking time, some Pennsylvania boys came up with a doozy of an idea, and old Grant, he was just desperate enough to listen to it. Since those Pennsy boys were born with shovels in their hands and coal dust in their mother's milk, they told the general that they could dig a mine shaft under that sentry fort and pack it with enough black powder to blow it to kingdom come, with the idea being, once breached, we just rush on through and take Petersburg. Now, them shiny West Point boys, they were having none of it, saying that it couldn't be done, but old Grant, he'd long since given up on schoolbook learning, so he gave Burnsy the go-ahead. You know, them miner boys had their 500-foot shaft dug in just under a month, and then packed it with over 8,000 pounds of gunpowder kegs. So on July 30th, 1864, at 3:15 in the morning, they lit their firecracker. Know what happened? Nothing. Fuse went out. But no one heeded God's sign. So 2 men crawled back down into their 3x4 rat tunnel and relit the biggest bomb the world had ever seen. At 4:45, while the rebels slept peacefully in their bunks, we all watched as the entire fort lifted as though it were leaving the good earth forever. A white flame so bright it hurt your eyes to even look at it, with gray smoke shot 200 feet into the air. There was a moment of ungodly silence, and then the entire fort just exploded. And then demons spit out red-hot earth, dying men, pieces of horse, planks of wood, raining down on us like some ungodly symphony of hellish debris. Now, a cooler head might have prevailed, told us to array around the rim of that crater so we could fight off the regathering Rebs, but the only thing Ledlie was finishing off was another bottle of rum in his sandbag bunker. And after weeks of sitting, we was itching for a fight, so we all ran down them 30-foot craters, slipping and sliding down those slimy walls. And if we'd only gone around and not down, because once down, there was no coming up. You see, underground water had turned the dirt into waist-high mud, so even though we twisted and turned and clawed, we was helpless, stuck watching our own men join our fate. Forever's division of colored troops was the first to follow us in. Them Negroes were brave men because they knew they'd be murdered if captured. But instead, old Johnny Reb stayed up on the rim and just fired down upon us, turning that crater into a barrel, and we were the fish. I remember staring at the dead eyes of a half-Confederate with red clay stuck to his eyebrows so he looked like some kind of clown. When all of a sudden a fire pain shot through my foot all the way up my leg to my shoulder, and that's when I spied my own leg, not more than 2 feet away, like some motley loaf of bread propped up against a dying Union soldier I didn't even know the name of. That's when I imagined that he was some sort of three-legged creature that could spring to the clouds to get out of that pit from hell. The last thing I remember is the face of my angelic Agnes in front of me telling me, "Be strong, my love. Be strong." Next thing I remember, I was on a surgeon's table. And I won't relate to you the memories of the sawing off the bits of my remaining leg, because they come to me way too often in vivid and hellish nightmares. But I will leave you with my promise that I made in hell and kept in purgatory ever since. I'll never pick up another rifle to kill my fellow man. So you remember that if you choose to go off and fight a war and put yourself into a point where it's kill or be killed, there is no honor. Those memories will haunt you forever. And that is a choice that you will have to make.